Hello, children. Today we are going to read a chapter, A Truly Beautiful Mind. A Truly Beautiful Mind is based on the life of Albert Einstein and his Nobel winning work in physics. The great men like Albert Einstein are not born with special science. These children gradually develop some specific virtues and become great when they grow up. The chapter is a biographical account of Nobel laureate and scientific genius Albert Einstein. It is said a quiet and modest life brings more joy than a pursuit of success bound with constant unrest. Albert Einstein was born on 14th March 1879 in the German city of Ulm. His mother thought he was a freak because his head seemed unusually large. He didn't speak until the age of 2.5. When he finally started speaking, he uttered everything twice. Einstein loved mechanical toys and preferred being by himself. The headmaster of Einstein's school told his father that no matter what career Einstein would choose, he would never be successful. Einstein played the violin and later became a gifted amateur violinist. He went to high school in Munich and left the school at the age of 15 because of feeling stifled. Albert fell in love with Mileva Maric, whom he thought was a clever creature. Albert had wanted to marry Mileva right after finishing his studies, but his mother was against it. She thought Mileva, who was 3 years older than her son, was too old for him. She was also bothered by Mileva's intelligence. According to her, she was a book, just like Einstein. The pair finally married in January 1903 and had two sons. But a few years later, the marriage faltered. Mileva, meanwhile, was losing her intellectual ambition and becoming an unhappy housewife. After years of constant fighting, the couple finally divorced in 1919. Einstein married his cousin Elsa the same year. In 1915, he had published his General Theory of Relativity. An eclipse of the sun in 1919 proved that it was accurate. He had correctly calculated the extent to which the light from fixed stars would be deflected through the sun's gravitational field in advance. His work was considered a scientific revolution. Einstein published his General Theory of Relativity in 1915. The newspapers proclaimed his work as a scientific revolution. He received the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921 and was lauded by the press all over the world. He emigrated to US in 1933 when the Nazis came to power in Germany. 5 years later, the discovery of nuclear fission in Berlin had American physicists in an uproar. Many of them fled, as Einstein had, and they were afraid that the Nazis could build and use an atomic bomb. Einstein wrote a letter to Franklin D. Roosevelt, the American president, and warned him that a single nuclear bomb would make a mass destruction. But the Americans secretly developed an atomic bomb and dropped them on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. Einstein was deeply shaken by the destruction caused by the atomic bombs. He proposed to the United Nations for forming a world government, but his letter made no impact. Over the next decade, he got involved in politics for an end to the arms buildup and campaigned for peace and democracy. Einstein died in 1955 and the world celebrated him as a visionary and world citizen. Thank you.